Hi guys, Team Beauty here with another video. So yes, we are going to do a video on the McGrath foundation, and I did bought a few other things from that line when it first launched, which was in 3 years ago. To be honest, I did have a video before, but for some reason I deleted off YouTube. Don't know how or why or when, but it got deleted. So I'm like, 3 years later, we're doing this video over, and I know people are still wearing McGrath foundation. I'm pretty sure because of the claims, okay, and who she is and how she represents herself when it comes on to skin and models and, you know, in that environment. So why don't we just get right into the video. First, I'm going to prime my face. My face is already prepped, and I will be using the McGrath primer. We love to talk about packaging, and let me tell you, packaging has nothing to do with the product itself, but because it's such an expensive line or brand, you have to talk about packaging. Now let me tell you, when I first took this out of the box, look at it, baby. Look at it real good, okay? When I first took this out of the box that it came in, this is the primer, this is the box. But I was very disappointed when I was able to lift this up. I don't know, maybe Pat has a reason for all this. I don't really know. So I can put it down, but I can't give it a great uplift. But let me tell you, out of a 10, I still give this packaging an 8. And the reason why I give it an 8 because listen, if this was embedded on the bottle, this would have been, she would have maybe sold this foundation, sold the foundation, the primer. She maybe would have sold it for $100 and something. So I'm pretty sure there was a reason behind it. She must have said, you know what, hold back. I'd rather people pay money more for the product that's inside the bottle than to be paying for packaging right now. But beyond that though, she still put a lot of time in this packaging, because who has their primer open this way from the back, like, baby? So yeah, I give it a 9. So don't pay that any attention. So let's focus on the product itself. See if you guys could see that. It's very creamy and it has this peachish undertone. Okay, and I feel the best way to put on her primer, because she's so much about skin, is to use your hand. So I don't know if it has a scent. It could be from the lotion that it could be from the lotion that I had applied to my hand. But if it does have a scent, it's very, 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 very mild. But I'm going to do this Jackie Aina hack. I think she's the one that implemented. Jackie Aina normally add powder to her face because she said it holds the foundation and the foundation lasts longer, right? And she always add it after adding the primer. So I'm going to go in with a sponge, and she normally does use a sponge. I'm going to use this Echo sponge. So this is in medium deep. So I'm going to go in with the sponge like she did, press it down. And she never really dusts off the excess. As a matter of fact, you can't dust off excess because the sponge is damped. So it's going to be an adhesive to the sponge. I see too why Jackie Aina will apply powder to her face before going in with her foundation, like cover your blemishes. So it's like your color correcting kind of thing, where the powder will hide your imperfection, then you go in with your foundation. I think that's the whole idea behind this. Maybe I'm wrong, Jackie. Whenever you choose to come across this video, you can clarify. I give this loose powder a 10, honey. So now let's get into the champion of this video, because a lot of us don't have her primer. A lot of us don't have her fine milled loose powder. But a lot of us may buy foundation because the foundation is what's most talked about, okay? We are totally aware that Pat McGrath, she's all about skin. If you look at her Instagram pages, you will see that the client or the model face look really skin-like. It just has this glow. The fact that she comes out with her own foundation, we all want to try it, honey, especially for those of us who do not like full coverage, who do not want to feel heavy makeup on their face. So this is it right here, and then you just open the box. It's so luxurious. Like, I think she spent more time on this than the other products, than the primer. And you take it out, look at that, and it has this glass matte shade look, and it's glass. You know, a lot of us might say, I really don't want to mess with glass because I could break it. This is it. Who's gonna top this off? Like, who is gonna top this foundation and its creation? It comes in 36 shades, 1.18 fluid ounce, light to buildable coverage, long lasting, satin finish, and it's self-setting. You're supposed to pull up. When my first time trying, I was like doing this, twisting. Comment down below who was doing the same thing like I was by twisting it, hoping that it would twist off. But after a few tries and it's now on my hand, for some reason miraculously pull it up, and I'm like, oh. And it has a pump. I got both her brushes, and we are going to use them today. So let me go ahead and spritz some in here. You could see this thing is a very, very, very watery. Why you don't want to spray it on your face, especially if you're not a professional. You want to put it on something like this. So that's one pump, and I feel like I'm gonna do a pump for each area of my face. So let's see. And this is in the shade 24. It does have a scent, a very mild scent. So if you're sensitive to scented products, you may need to refrain from this product. So guys, so this is the face with the foundation. Applied loose powder all over my face. I'm going to use the next brush to do so. But right now, this is what the face is looking like. It is it's giving me matte and radiant finish at the same time. It is really, really beautiful. This is the foundation for those who do not want to wear heavy makeup on your face. Let me go ahead and apply the loose powder all over my face. And this is the brush, her next brush that I'll be using to do that. And always make sure your products are dry down before you move on to the next. So I'm not going to add any more to what's in this cover. Just going to tap in here. As you could see, it's not much, and I'm just going to apply it all over my face. Voila! Now the face is looking very, very beautiful. I wanted to also review this In-Dash palette. Isn't this gorgeous? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're actually getting 12 shades in this whole line because it's 2 different tones on each side. It's very gradient. One thing I've learned with Pat McGrath, she is not afraid to go bold on the eyes. She might go really less on the skin, but when it comes onto the eyes and when it comes onto blush, She don't play. So I am gonna go in with Wonder. No, let me try Boy first. I'm just gonna put it all over the eyes. I think he was trying to avoid fallouts. Like he don't want anyone saying, oh, it has a lot of fallouts or it has fallouts. So it is so dense. The palette is so dense that you really don't see fallouts. So this palette does not give fallout at all. All right, so why don't we move away from that color and go into Love plus Kills. So Love Kills, right? For this to really show in my skin tone, I would have to go in a lot. Like, ain't nobody got time for that, not today. But let me tell you, there is no fallout. So I'm going to go in with Lime right here, this bluish color right here. Alright, just tap it up. Woo! Whoa! 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 I didn't expect that. I'm liking it. I don't know about you, but I am liking it. You just want to press the powder in. You want to press it in. Now that I have that there, I'm going in with the same brush, just trying to dust off the excess powder. And we're just going to like blend them in. Then I'm going in with Intra. I'm using the same brush. I'm going in with Intra, but make sure that my brow here is all buffed out before I do that. I'm trying not to dirty a lot of brush. See, I only use 2 brushes, guys, just 2 brushes. And I'm tapping that. Ooh, whoa. Don't mess with Intra. But what do you guys think? I'm really liking it. Should I do a little highlight right here on the brow? Now we're just gonna go ahead and apply mascara. This mascara is really good. Alright guys, so review on the products. I love the McGrath foundation. Let's just talk about the foundation first. I'm in the shade number 24. I thought that would be too dark for my skin tone, but unfortunately it fitted to the T. So great job. Her product is like some kind of a camouflage, like a chameleon, you know, it just fits in that area and you don't know. I don't know if that's a compliment. For me it is, because that's what you want on your skin. You want a foundation that is hidden. No one knows, but you still look flawless. That's where I'm trying to get at. The primer, is it really needed? I don't think it is, but I feel like when you're buying a product and it comes with a primer, you should really use the primer for that product, right? Because I feel like all the ingredients somewhat work together. But at the same time, I really don't think it's necessary for you to go ahead and get the primer. It does have a slight scent. If you are sensitive to scented products, then you may want to stay away from the McGrath line, meaning the foundation, the primer. Now let's talk about the loose powder for a little. You hear what the name? Loose? Woman, thou art loose? It's loose. So, and it's a very fine mended, meaning if you have a fan blowing, if you're breathing, it will just sprinkle all over. So my recommendation is you do your face first, and then you go put your clothes on, and make sure your clothes is nowhere close to the loose powder. I'm not saying it's gonna go crazy like all over the place like dust now. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to say to prevent a collision, to prevent a crash, you prepare yourself so it doesn't happen. How about that? Does that make sense? Hope it makes sense. It makes sense to me. So yes guys, so I do love the line. The brushes is not necessary, honey. You do not need those brushes. But for those people who really do not want to feel makeup on their face, it just lost in their skin and they just look flawless, that's the foundation for you. Okay, I have to talk about the In-Dash palette. About the palette is that it's such a beginner friendly tool because it don't force you to go in with a lot and then try to figure out, oh my god, what do I do with all this eyeshadow on my eyes. It forces you to go in lightly, like you have no choice. You could dip the brush in there a lot is not going to come on the brush. It's just enough for you to blend. So good job, In-Dash. I mean, good job. He did a good job. McGrath did a good job. Anyway, so like I always leave with you guys, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And love yourself. Bye.